it's nice. I really liked it personally. So we got to do that twice, which was really nice, and I think that, at least for me, was very healing. Mourning takes longer than like a couple months. Actually, in 2 days it'll be the 6-month mark since she passed. So that was important. Seeing other family members who we haven't seen in a while is also super important to us. That's why we kind of keep talking about it, because like a lot of our fond memories are back there. Not that we don't enjoy living here in the States. It's just like, you know, we have a lot back there too that we like to, you know, people we want to see, foods we want to eat, things we want to do. Like going to the beach and knowing it's like 30 minutes away is like so nice.
It's not even 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, actually now it's like 2025 because of like the way the roads are now. They've been like fixed up. Besides that one like extremely tall speed bump, that's like a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah. And all this also kind of a point that I've addressed previously on this same
channel playthrough.
Yes, playthrough. On the same playthrough, doctors are doing a job. Some people are better at their job than others. So if you encounter something, especially on your body, and you think it is off, and your doctor says, nah, don't worry about it, don't be afraid to get a second opinion, because it's very possible that doctor is just bad at their job.
Yeah,
Our aunt went for what would be almost like a divot, almost like a dimple.
It is a dimple. That's
on
the
her
proper terminology is a dimple, yes.
And that was new, a new development, and the doctor dismissed it, and that turned out to be cancer.
And that dimple was found. So, our aunt was officially diagnosed with breast cancer. February 18th, 2020. So before the unpleasantness. So already life was pretty hard for us because of that. And then I had other stuff going on too. Actually, her cancer diagnosis and many other things is what made me start therapy, because I was in the absolute worst mental place I have ever been. But the dimple actually had been there 2 or 3 years prior. And by the time she was diagnosed stage 4. It had spread to her spine, to her hips. There is still debate whether it was in her brain or not. People still aren't sure. I personally saw the imaging myself, and even I'm not 1,000% sure. But also, I'm not like I'm not even graduated yet, so like it'd be really hard for me to say.
You're also not an oncologist, like...
No. That's not even the field I'm going into. But if you are ever not 100% sure about something, and if you ever get an opinion from a medical professional that you're like, I'm not sure, I beg you to get a second one. Some doctors truly don't know what they're doing. They don't fucking care. They're there for a paycheck and they'll call it a day. Doctors, NPs, PAs, providers, nurses, health staff. The medical care system, your healthcare team is not flawless. They are not perfect. They are not superheroes. They are not infallible humans or whatever.
Yo, I'm fully freezing.
Oh god. Do we need like?
We need to stay near fire, but I don't.
Do we need like set something on fire? Flame arrow. Can we get like armor for this? Oh no, we're dying.
I don't know where to go next. Like,
oh boy, yeah, we can't see it, can we?
Won't light. Good.
This isn't great. I don't know where to go.
I don't.
But anyway,
see the path.
Your healthcare team is not perfect. Some people are going to make mistakes. Some people are simply not going to care, unfortunately, even though that's their job. And you have every right to question them and decide to go with somebody else.
We're back where we started.
Oh fuck. Well, go back there so you can like heal and be okay. And at the same thing, if you are planning on going into healthcare, plan on being a provider, a nurse, nurse assistant, phlebotomist, whatever, don't ever think you're perfect. don't ever think you're above anybody. You're not.
So cold.
You can make mistakes. You cannot notice things.
And treat patients like your
they're
family.
people.
Like, give a shit about them.
Yeah, you don't have to be buddy-buddy with your patients. You can set professional boundaries. But you need to... Your job is to care.
Soon.
And if you don't care, you're fucking up. And you're in the wrong career, and I asked you to get out. I can tell you now personally, and I've told my family this, is that I don't want to know that doctor's name. The one that...
Getting colder.
dismissed our aunt's like early signs of breast cancer. Like that would
Furious.
I was so like when I heard that she had that prior to the diagnosis, I was furious. Like I don't know if you've ever been so angry that you see white, like you just kind of like fully blackout's like the improper term, but I just like stood there and thought like, wow, I've never been so angry in my life. Because like I knew that was a fucking sign of breast cancer, and I had been in PA school for a fucking semester. A singular semester. And I knew. If you're wondering, there are other signs such as a pude orange is another one. The name's French. I don't know how to say it right, but basically if you see any change in skin coloration, dimpling, anything weird with your breast, get that checked. Like, don't, just get it checked.
Don't forget to self-examine, folks.
Self-examine. I don't care what the studies say. And I'm usually that sounds so like anti-science of me. Listen, recent studies have shown that self breast exams are not as efficacious a prevention as we think. Okay, cool. I don't give a shit. Because the arguments, well, they waste healthcare money because people come in thinking they have a lump and then we do imaging and biopsies and then it's nothing. Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care if it wastes money. And I'm sorry if you, the patient, who has to spend that time and money and concern, and even go through pain because biopsies are not, like, comfy. So, like, I do feel bad, but I would so much rather you go through all that than me be like, no, you're fine, and then you die because I decided that those brief things and money were more valuable than you, my patient, a person.
Yeah.
So
also fully fuck the American healthcare system.
Yeah, of course.
The
Fuck it.
of insurance.
It's terrible. Yeah, the fact that insurance is led by
fact
people who
that's
aren't.
something that's considered expensive, like fully fuck off.
Yeah, it shouldn't be expensive. Also, the fact that insurance is composed of people who are not medically trained to make decisions, who decide whether something should be covered or not because they are deciding whether you should have it done or not, is stupid and insane. So as somebody who's going into healthcare, I'm very frustrated with how our system is right now, and my hopes are to do something about it and change it both in my personal practice and in the world around me. But anyway, like, my point is to say, like, I have told our family, do not tell me that doctor's name because I will fist fight her.
Please,
I would probably attack her because I'm angry. I haven't stopped being angry. I thought this trip would maybe make me less angry. I am a little less. I think she just didn't I don't know if she didn't care or she didn't know. I think that's very ignorant if she didn't know, but like, I don't know.
Wrote this. How many have tried to reach the top?
Ugh. I don't know, man. Anyway, self-breast exam. Never stop asking questions if you have questions.
Fully, just like,
Really
be willing to annoy your provider. I get that they're doing a job, but again,
Yeah.
you need to make sure they are doing that job.
Yeah.
Especially,
The other thing, too, is if you have a good provider, you shouldn't have to, quote-unquote, annoy them.
Right. But
Like,
especially, like, women and women of color often have their concerns
Yes.
and pains dismissed.
Yes.
And,
Fly soon.
especially if you are of color, like, disproportionately so.
Yeah.
So, like, don't
Please, light.
let somebody else decide what your life is worth.
Stop
Yeah, and
shooting
if
the
somebody
bar.
isn't giving you the care you deserve, you find somebody else. And I know that's so much easier said than done, right? Like, I have a friend
And,
who
like, it sucks that the onus on that is on
you.
Like,
It's
have to do that work.
unfortunate,
That really sucks.
but it's not fair for you to continue to have to waste time and money and, undermine yourself because somebody's not taking care of you. And I know you're
or
probably
taking you seriously.
exactly. And I know you're probably like, Bubby, you're making big talk, but like, y'all, like, again, I lost a family member to something so easily preventable. Breast cancer is one of the, like, not to say it's good to have cancer, but like, it's one of the best cancers to get, and that, like, you can take care of it pretty well these days, at least here in the States, right?
It's treatable.
It's so much more treatable than like other cancers, you know.
Right, it's not. Like,
So the fact that and you guys understand, she died in a year and 4 days. That's an extremely quick time to go. That's or not extremely. It's a pretty quick time to go
because it was caught so late.
because it was caught so late. And, you know, we saw our aunt go from somebody who was, like, up and running and super active and, you know, very self-sufficient, independent, and did everything, to my mom was like, yeah, your aunt's been, like, laid up with some back pain for a while. And I was like, how long? And she's like, yeah, like a month or two. And I'm like, that's not normal. She needs an x-ray. And that's what got the ball rolling, because I was like, that makes no fucking sense. Nobody's bedridden with back pain, especially not her, for a month or two, and it'd be normal.
Yeah,
you know, and also to the point that like she was getting UTIs from not getting up to use the bathroom, and I'm like, that's not normal at all for her. She's not old. She's very active. What's happening? Get an X-ray. Saw the X-ray, and they were like, oh, a herniated disc, and I'm like, absolutely not, no way, no how. And they were like, oh wait, you're right. Oops, metastasis. What the fuck? So, yeah. I also, and this is not me, it's not a con, I'm not trying to sell you a service here, but I do recommend you do your yearly checkups and stuff like that. You don't have to do it every single year, but like every other at least, you know. Like I know a lot of people with vaginas are hesitant about having pap smears, and I know, listen, I get it, they're uncomfortable, they're invasive. But especially if you're somebody who's out of the generation that had things like the Gardasil vaccine, I really, truly encourage you. I don't know who we're fighting and why.
He's teaching us the way of the flame.
Oh, he's teaching it. Got it. I know it's so invasive. It's uncomfortable. You know, you're put on this table and you're told to spread your legs, and somebody just shoves some fingers in you. I know. But like,
fully bested us.
At least we're not cold anymore. But like, I would rather you briefly be uncomfortable. And again, I understand if you have trauma, if you've unfortunately dealt with like sexual assault and rape and things like that. That's a totally different story that I don't have a way to guide you and help you. But I know it's uncomfortable, but I would rather you be briefly uncomfortable once a year, every 1 to 3 years, than you be really, really uncomfortable because you have something and never had it checked because, you know, money. Money's another thing, and I hate that it's a factor that shouldn't be a factor. Ooh.
Our fight ends here, my lord.
Oh, can you teach me to set my sword on fire? Yeah. Thank you.
Wield it well against the enemies of Tsushima.
You have learned the way of the flame.
Thank you.
Never forget, it is a gift that fell from the heavens, Lord Saka.
This was very cool, even though we were talking about bummer things, but it's very cool, and goddamn, this game is beautiful. But yeah, get checked, and not just like privates, like get other stuff checked too, if you can help it. Again, I know money's a thing, and I hate that it's a thing, but you know.
Also, never just pay your hospital bill.
No, get it itemized.
Yeah, ask for it to be itemized. Discuss it with the insurance company. I can guarantee that you will...
Is there something else?
Well, maybe not guarantee. But you will almost certainly get some stuff dismissed, because the fact of the matter is hospitals and a lot of care providers will charge you shit like $100 for a Band-Aid.
Yeah, in the hospital systems, the providers literally don't.
Fair.
At least from my experience, the providers aren't the ones like writing it down. They're not like, hee, let's charge them for 100 Band-Aids.
But you're thinking of like individual providers. Even if you go to like a clinic, oftentimes that clinic has a big name attached to it.
Oh yeah, no, of course, yeah. Like unless it's like a privately owned thing. No, I know.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me just
thank you for just letting us. Yeah.
Return to the musician. Oh.
Ooh. Thank you for not dying, Jin. Very cool of you.
Pretty cash money. And yeah, nobody wants to have to explain away, you know, $100 Band-Aid. So when itemizing, they will oftentimes just delete that shit.
Yeah, they'll be like, ooh, shouldn't see that.
Or if they don't delete it, you can be like, that's not the cost of that. And they'll be like, well, and then...
Yeah, so to do that. Yeah.
The way of the flame.
It's frustrating. Like when our mom had her aneurysm, insurance wanted to charge almost $500,000. Or rather, the hospital system charged almost $500,000, and insurance said, we're not touching any of that. And when my dad was like...
Both of which are insane.
Yeah, both of which are insane, by the way. And when my dad was like... Or our dad was like, why? The insurance's thing was, well, you didn't call us to have it authorized. To, like, let us know that was happening. And our father, of course, was like, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard. It was an emergency procedure,
Right,
so
she
my
was
wife wouldn't
in the process
die.
of dying. Like,
So...
try again.
Yeah, take two, and thank goodness that he was friends with the HR person at his company, because that HR person fought, no joke, like 2 years with them. 2 years.
And got it like all of it dismissed, right?
No, got most of it covered. I think we still owed like $100K or something like that. Maybe not $100K, maybe it was like $80K. It was still an insane amount,
I'm pretty
but
sure
it was
he got
like
it down to 5 digits at least.
I think so, but still, the point is like, and that's annoying. But like, if you know you're gonna have a procedure, call your insurance and be like, "Can I have this procedure?" And it's stupid. You shouldn't have to do that, especially because again, they don't have anybody on their team that's trained to determine whether you should have the procedure or not. Your doctor is the one that's trained to do that, and yet for some reason, insurance is the one that makes the final decision of whether it gets covered or not. It's stupid. I'm sorry. It's the way it is, you know. So...
My lord, something very strange is going on in Sago.
I don't want to do this.
I
Bro,
don't
you
know.
keep telling me things.
Everyone walks around as though
Yeah,
they're
you have a
living
lot
in
of
1,000
gossip.
hells.
You're
But
sus.
they say nothing is wrong.
Sounds as though something is very wrong. I'll look into it.
It sounds like everybody hit their 20 all at once.
Anyway, yeah. Get things checked. Do your best.
Just look your best and try to love everybody.
My lord.
Wait, you're not who I'm looking for?
Boy. A quick side note though, our mom learned to play Uno while in Ecuador.
Oh yeah, and she loved it.
I want to buy it so bad.
Wait,
I
what's
don't-
it, like $15?
I know, I just didn't actually go out and like buy it. I should do that tomorrow.
I got a boo-boo! And the trapper watched that happen.
Embarrassing. Trapper looks a little bit like Takeshi.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my god, that's funny.
It was hysterical.
To the trapper, you fell from the sky.
Pretty much. Just, oh my god.
Gosh.
He's not okay. I'm not even gonna ask if he's okay. I just know
Yeah, I
he's
just
not.
know he's not. Alright, now we know.
He's out here falling out of the sky.
May your hunts be successful.
Sure.
Hell yeah, dude. Alrighty. Yeah, Ecuador was fun. I'm itching to go back. We both had the same thought, mind you, which is like we left for. Here's the thing, right? We got to our like old haunt, our regular neighborhood, and as we got there, our good friend from childhood was there with her cousin, and they were on the way to the beach house that they live at.
Yeah, because our childhood friend, they have the house in the neighborhood where we all grew up in, and then her
Which
parents...
they now let their their middle child live
Middle
in.
and oldest. Middle lives on bottom floor, oldest lives on second floor, I think.
Gotcha. So their two sons live there.
Yeah, and then she's the youngest. She's
She still lives with them and studies, but
and
also,
she's at the beach with them. So they
Yeah,
now have a
she's-
beach house, which they also first or second floor and third floor can be rented out.
Yes, that's the arrangement. Anyway, so her cousin, another old friend of ours, was there.
The one from Chile we mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
the Chilean one. Oh well, she is.
Well,
she
she's
lives
born in
Chile.
Ecuador, but she lives in Chile.
Yeah, there it is. So they were like literally getting to leave, and so I hadn't seen this friend in like 10 years. And she was like, "That's bullshit, dude."